Hello there. Wow, hello there. I got a frog in my throat at exactly the wrong time there. So it's been a minute. Um, Apparently, OBS now makes little pinging noises whenever someone says something in the chat. I don't know if I can turn that off. That's a new thing, OBS. Why are you doing that now? So yeah, it's been. I don't even want to know how many weeks. It's been some weeks, and I should probably have done something a bit sooner, but I don't know. There was a combination of factors, and also I'm rubbish. I am very rubbish. Sam will tell you that. Sam will happily tell you that I am in fact the most rubbish. Because I don't give him treats on demand, which is obviously, you know, I mean, there's probably other things as well, but that's the most important thing when you're a cat. Right, anyway, so, well, exactly. I am just, I felt like doing something a bit silly and not at all serious, and, well, this is a ship for doing silly and not serious things in, so... Yeah, let's see how that goes. There is also a cat that maybe you can hear meowing in the background, I don't know. He suddenly decided he wants attention. It's a tier 4 cruiser pretending to be a tier 10 cruiser, is what it is. Oh, triple head Leo. Okay. I don't think we've got any... Oh, there is... Okay, there is one radar. This is the Des Moines. I'm going to be a little rusty. Unlike my ship, which is all shiny and chrome. Although it doesn't look very Mad Max, so I don't know. I don't think there's really ever been a film that's been like Mad Max but with boats. The closest thing is Waterworld. Chumphon? Nearly 600 XP. Yeah. That's quite good. That's definitely quite good going. Right. Battleships, as always, are going to be our prime target. Let's not rush the cap. Do you want on my lap, or are you just going to stand there and meow at me? You do have biscuits. Yes, you do. I don't know what the problem is. I'm clearly not doing something well enough. Yeah, it'd been long enough, Shiva, that I thought maybe people were starting to worry if I was dead or something. So, yeah, I'm at least not dead. I mean, he does get wet food as well. Just, he gets one thing of wet food a day, and he's had his wet food. He gets his wet food at lunchtime, and oh, he will come and remind me quite vigorously if I've forgotten. And he is remarkably accurate. He can tell the time very well by the rumbling of his stomach, apparently. Oh, okay, Napoli. I am basically a destroyer, aren't I? There are no destroyers. There are submarines, but no destroyers. Right, let's do a little smoke. The one thing you cannot do is get spotted, because they will absolutely tear you a new one. Of course, Napoli's got the secondaries going as well. Poor Sam. Something like that, Lati. Well, you see, I had these investments with the Nigerian prince that paid off, so yeah. Okay. Pop the speed boost and make sure we are... Oh, he's smoked up himself anyway, but it's not a bad use of a speed boost. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a Finnish Pope before, so, you know, why not? It would certainly be different. Right, Jinan, Napoli's turning back north. It's not... I kind of wish I'd spawned on the other flank, but even then, this is not the best map for this ship. For your 20-kilometer torps. There's a lot of islands in the way. Yeah, I don't think we can really get anything right now. Okay. Oh, I just saw the preceding coin. Yeah. This is new. This little ting ting ting. Is there something in the chat settings? Although it's not the worst idea for me being able to tell when a fresh chat messages popped up, but Sam, get down. Get down. I don't know. I don't know what thing is the thing. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything in the chat settings. Oh well, I'll just have to live with the little ting ting noises, I guess. Right, no point chasing after an Napoli. In theory they could get there in time if the Napoli doesn't change course, but how likely is that? Probably not very. I guess we'll just go for the B cap and pretend we're a destroyer. I think he probably wants to go outside. I think that's why he's mithering me. But it's a little bit late in the day for that. Well, some of those might hit. They sort of changed back, but they might also just run out of steam. Well, 1, 2. Any more for any more? No, okay. Yeah, they were just on the edge of their range. Well, I got 2. It's not terrible. It's better than none. Oh, and there's the Baleo. Which I hope I don't have to do anything about, but I don't think I will. Given they've just run face first into the Jinan. And all those various airdropped torpedoes as well. Right, let's get some more torpedoes downrange. I wonder if the Napoli has figured out it was me. Probably. I don't think we've got anything else that's got trailing smoke. let's just do a spread. There's nothing else super close by. We could try and thread the needle with those Colombo. Right, that's got to be the 4501 around here as well. Yeah, I just killed the Jinan. If they surface, that might be a problem for me, but I do have... Oh, all that spread, and I'm just going to clip him with like one torpedo. Never mind. Right, we got the cap at least. Oh gosh, do I want to try and run down a destroyer? That seems like a remarkably bad idea. I think it probably is a bad idea. I'm just going to use smoke on to be on the safe side here. But it does rather give me away. Don't think we're going to hit anything with those, but you never know. The Hindenburg might suddenly lose all their marbles and dash forwards. Yeah, that's the sub. He took a pot shot at me, not too worried about that. Colombo can still see me there. Right, so that sub is still somewhere in the middle. I don't know. I think we're reduced to just randomly spamming torpedoes at this point. To be fair, we don't really have to do much else to win this. Well, we've shaved away half their team and we have 3 of the caps, so at this point we just have to not do anything stupid and we've won. So that's not necessarily the most thrilling thing to watch. No need to win harder, exactly. Okay, that's the Des Moines. Right, just out of regular torp range though. Colombo's moving away from... okay. Yeah, it's not exactly going to be a high damage game, but I'm trying to be at least a little bit sensible here. Okay, there's the 450. Oh, looks like the Herdilio div is indeed trying to win harder. If the Des Moines wasn't there, I could do a stupid drive-by and just, like, smoke up, go across here and spam torpedoes across the cap. Well, that's not really an option when there's a Des Moines right there. And even without the Des Moines, you know, there's still Hindenburg Hydro to contend with. Oh, if I get a little bit closer, I might be able to pew over rocks. Although I don't think I can, the way that Hindenburg is. No, There's only 2 of them left now anyway. Okay, well, it's a win. I'll take a win. Begonia's way down there, and unfortunately I left my 30-kilometre torpedoes at home. I've only got my 20-kilometre ones. Okay. I am also, one of the reasons why I'm playing this is I'm also grinding credits for the current Blucher mission. So, why not? Although every time I say the word Blucher, I want to say Gesundheit immediately afterwards because, I mean, it's self-explanatory. That's actually a decent number of people playing for the time of evening. Right, that is a whole bunch more destroyers this time. Still a fair few battleships for my torpedoes to chew on. I mean, there are missions for submarines, but I'd rather chew my own arm off. I think I would indeed rather chew my own arm off than sit and grind out base XP on submarines. Or any other kind of submarine mission. I think literally the only coal ship I don't have is the 4501. I'm kind of waiting for them to put something else out that I can spend my pile of coal on. Right, this is, I think this is the side of the map we want to be on. Of course, the deep waters will just pass under Allied destroyers, no problem there. Who's talking about RPF? Mecklenburg. I mean, that's not how RPF works, but or radio location. I still call it RPF. It's not how radio location works, but sure. It's going to be pointing to something if there's something to point at. Right, we can cover the cap. So we're going to do that. And we might at least give someone a scare. Sam, no, behave. Come on, get down. Get down. You're not going out. No, do you know what time it is, young man? Cats these days, no respect for their elders. Oh, hello. Okay, somebody's decided to sneak on that side. Is that Shima? It's 5 torps. Colombo, Schlieffen, who's doing what? No idea what destroyers are here. I mean, if that was Shima torps, they dropped a bunch, and it looked like they came from that angle rather than from there. I don't know. I see we've also got a Barbano, which I probably don't want to run into. I'm sure those... There might not be 90mm SAP guns, but this is a tier 4 hull. I think it would shred me pretty quickly. I'm not filled with confidence, to be honest. Looking at what's going on with our... We've got one destroyer and that cruiser that's making a play for the cap. Okay, Holland. I think there's any... One off in that direction I could maybe get torps from, is there? Sam! Get down! It's very cheeky of him. He's waited until I'm actually, you know, doing a thing, and now he's being all... It was perfectly fine, curled up on his cat perch. And then suddenly I start streaming, and it's like he knows. Alright, that is a cap. Okay, Shima's in the middle. Possibly now going for... oh, is that Howland torps? Oh, hello. Yes, it is. Well, we can't contribute a lot of gunfire, but we can at least try and contribute something. Just going to try and sneak some torps into the Shima, but the Shima's popped up there, which is not so grand. This is Right, we've hit somebody with a torp. Hopefully the Shima. Just doing a bit of area denial at this point. But we're going to lose this cap again, so it's, I don't know. Yeah, okay, there's another torp hit. I'm at least weakening the destroyers with these torps. Okay, it's the Barbano that's there. Smoke is back very soon. We're about to see if the Barbano is any good against... Well, immediately smoked, so maybe not. Okay. We're on a bit of a losing proposition, I think. This is a very ugly looking mini-map. Turn in there, aren't you? That is a lot of pew pew. That is a lot of pew pew. Hello, hello. Nice, got the Barbano. He was actually still there. I wondered if he'd gone forward into the gap. Merlin's coming around that side, which of course has got a little radar. Right, those aren't actually fast enough to hit the shield. Come on, switch back, switch back. So what the Columbo's up to. I really want to swing round for the other side, but somebody's inconveniently placed an island there. How dare they? It's not going so well. Right, those maybe could have been deep waters. Oh. He's managed to ninja his way around them. Columbo, which way are you going? I don't think we're winning, you chaps. I just have that feeling. Get the speed boost going just as soon as I have that back. Smerlin's probably coming this way as well. Suspect they're the one that has me radio located. Well, we got more damage than the last game. So, yay. That's the Columbo. Well, this time we can swing around and use our other side. Oh, what did I spot? Jinan, maybe? Oh, we're out of points. Okay, I could have maybe got a bit more damage, maybe even killed that Schlieffen if this had gone a little longer. In fact, it would have killed the Schlieffen. But it wouldn't have mattered. We won one, lost that one pretty damn conclusively. Yes, that's certainly one way of putting it. Oh, okay, carrier this time. That does spice things up a little. That might send me to a very early grave. Again, not such a great map for this ship, but I think we maybe can do something over by the decap, so we'll head that way. It's a pity you don't get the equivalent of the Swift in Silence skill for cruisers. That would be kind of handy for this ship. Okay, scouting planes. Which may sort of stop being a thing at some point this year, but maybe not, we'll see. I could pop a speed boost, of course, but I kind of want to save that just in case. Okay, we've got Petros covering both sides. I don't think I'm going to try and sneak in and do any capping somehow, at least not right now. In fact, they've got 3 Petros. I don't think we're going to get a lot of use out of the deep waters in this game. I mean, if the Yamato just went in a nice straight line there, but I'm not sure that they will. We'll put one lot out just to see. Just to see what happens. There's a cat on my desk again, by the way. Hello, Sam. You're still not going out. You can purr at me all you want, it's not going to happen. Okay, right. 2 Petros on this flank. Now we want the smoke. I think we're just outside of radar. It's what, 12 kilometers on the Petro? Oh yes, this is the most skilled ship in the game. Absolutely. This ship dispenses basically all of the skill. Right, you're going for... Hello, slightly off. It's going in front of that stone grab, that's fine. Petro's just kind of working on the island. Oh, hello. Yamato's making a move. Samuel! Could you not do that on my desk, please? Dear me. Isn't there something about don't work with children and animals? Right, I think some of that spread is going to impact the Yamato, that's fine. That's definitely a primary target for now. Not sure why they felt the need to push like that, but I'm not going to complain about it. Watch out for those Petros though. you're going for the mid. They're playing quite cautious, that's fine. Just forced me back a bit, unfortunately. There's another hit. Right in the belt, so heavy damage, but it's not going to... It's not going to be that repairable, even if it doesn't do as much raw number damage. I know what I mean. Yamato's got a good anti-torque belt is what I'm talking about. Right, what about Yamato? So that's the big guns gone out the way, but petro guns could still be nasty. I think S6 planes might well be coming for me. Right, let's get my pathetic excuse for AA on. Look at those single digits. Those single digit DACA numbers. So good. My word, yes. So much DACA. Right. These Petros are annoying because they're just... My torp range is just about what their radar range is, so it's a bit tricky, you know? It's a little bit tricky. I'm gonna be careful here. Oh, there's a gearing as well. Oh, okay. It's not just the Z. Right, let's be careful here. It would be nice to get a drop or two on that Petro if they don't move. But, I mean, even for the Petro's armour, that seems like a little bit of a risky play. Oh, hello, that's the Z-52. Let's actually put a drop there rather than get the Petro's backing up, that's fine. Of course, the Z... Oh, hello, Petro. That's not what I wanted. The Z's got Hydro. Which makes my life a little trickier.
Engine boost start.
May or may not do anything with these torpedoes. It would be nice if we could get some air spotting, but... Oh, we can't because our carrier's dead. I think our carriers were trying to hit each other, and that's why the Essex ended up way up there. Oh, I wonder if I was that Z, would I be going for the Colombo? Probably. I don't fancy my chances gunfighting a Z. So 52 with its AP is, yeah. Not to mention, you know, I don't have a Hydro, he's got a Hydro. Diminishes the usefulness of my smoke somewhat. Where did you go, Z-52? He knows I'm coming now as well, because the Petro radared me. But I'm not spotted yet, so I wonder if he's looped back round to the middle. Played it safe. Right, spotted. So he's on the outside edge somewhere. Oh no, there he is. Oh wow, he's actually really close. He was coming this direction. XP. Some other things aiming their guns at me, which I very much do not appreciate. Just have to hope that even with the ooh. Right, that was fine. We mostly were able to angle. But we do need to get this cap. Rather badly. Why, what would I do if I was like Z52? Probably just sort of hang around there and try and put torpedoes down in this direction. And you are just inside radar range, which I do not like at all. Not one little bit. There we go. Well, unfortunately that forces me out the cap. So there go my cap points. I can't even drop now because there's a Columbo in the way. Which way are you going, Essex? You're trying to spot gearing, or are you looping around for me? Right, oh, well, higher. I don't think those are going to hit anything, but you never know. I keep going for wide angle rather than... It's because... I don't know. Because you've got two torp keys to choose from. Well, there's a Yue Yang up there somewhere. Man, if we pulled this off, it would be a heck of a comeback, but I don't know that we're going to. There's the Z52. Oop. Not close enough to spot me, but close enough to torpedo, obviously. Right, I lost the Columbo, but the Ohio's not looking too happy. Yue Yang, no clue. Petro is like way down there. Chasing the gearing. Nice. Okay, it was the Ohio I got. Okay, that's actually kind of useful. Let's get in this cap. Z52's down. This is Goliath. Yue Yang is dead. I missed that happening. So Howland and Gearing, we kind of know they're roughly in this area. It's alright, Smolensk, my AA will save you. And then Essex is like way... Oh, okay. I say way up there in the corner, but no it isn't. Hello there. Gonna hit that island? Yes we are. He's kind of turning back that way. No, we're not gonna get a shot off with that island in the way there, are we? It's literally a couple of guys with machine guns. Like, it's that level of AA. It's terrible. Right, Schlieffen's dead. Essex is having a bit of a panic. Right, don't lose sight of the fact that there is a Goliath around that corner, Smolensk. That would be a real bad idea if you did that. Question is, are they going to keep coming around that corner, or are they going to... Nice. Are they going to come back round through the middle? Try and sneak up behind. I'm guessing they're coming up through the middle. And then either they're going to go for here or they're going to go for the sea cap. So, we've got 3 heals. Full lot of torps on this side. 3 lots on that side. Yes, hello, there you are, Goliath. You are going for that cap. Which is not good for our submarine. I might be able to help a little bit. It's fine, I'll ammo rack him. That's still a thing, right? Detonations? Yeah, I'll do that. Get him with the detonation. Absolutely. That absolute tickle from the submarine. Ooh, okay, let's not sit broadside with the... This is more just farming flags than doing anything actually useful. I'm sure there's some mad lad out there that's built a gunboat Kitakami captain, but that's not me. Oh, hello, Petro. Fortunately, I'm not, like, horribly broadside angled. Well, we're gonna have to show a little bit too. Yeah, there's also a Howland somewhere. It's not just me shooting this guy. If it was just me shooting this guy, that would be deeply unpleasant for all involved. Well, it'd be deeply unpleasant for me, that's for damn sure. Wow, we have actually brought this back somehow. 30 seconds, 50 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever, some number of seconds, less than a minute to go. Just spam some torpedoes in case Halland steams round the corner. We'll get a last second kill, that would be quite nice. Oh, no, he's still there, never mind. If nobody dies in the next 13 seconds, we're all good. Look at that, look at that! So many torpedoes. Not quite full broadsides, but yeah. Oh, hello Smolensk. What a perfect time to win the match. Right, was that the credits that we... Yes, that was the credits that we needed, I think. But we're still going to stick with playing the Kitakami. Even though we have done that particular dockyard mission now, I think. Yes. So we still have... Obviously main battery damage. This is the perfect ship to do main battery damage with. But, yeah, captured, assisted, and defended. I actually got a couple of defended ribbons there, which is quite useful. Damage overall, XP overall. So, you know, we can still do some things with this ship. It's a silly ship. Especially in the context of World of Warships. I'm not sure there's any navy that... It'd be like if you like Royal Navy looked at it as like a C-class cruiser, World War One vintage, and was like, you know what? Let's just strip all the guns, or most of the guns off it, and just line it with torpedo launchers. As punishment. As punishment for what, laddie? What have I done that's so heinous that requires me to do that? Yeah, this... I have to do the mission in this and the Jaeger. Yeah. Best gunboats in the game. Okay, a few more battleships for me to play with this time. Also, I've just noticed the minimap is actually kind of small. There we go. Wait, which Mino are they asking? Our Mino? Yeah, just ask in the chat if the enemy team has a radar or a smoke. Just like, nah. Yeah, that's gonna work. I did wonder if they were asking one of their own team and forgot to stick it in the team chat, but no. Nice try. Pretty much just waiting for something to be spotted now. Trying to leave myself with a nice bit of open water to shoot torpedoes down. It's a slightly less awkward map than some. Yes, the secret cheat code that lets you use both. Moskva, Hanover... Marlborough's going south. Plymouth. It's worth launching at these somewhere. You never know. Sometimes you launch these torpedoes at something you didn't even think you began to have a hope of hitting, and then 2 minutes later it's like, oh, actually. And is that a hull? So that's the Moskva having a little radar. This one does. Probably not going to hit anything with those regular torps. The hull's going to be out of range. Oh, nice! Moskva's down. That's very, very useful. Let's get in the cap. Hull's actually got decent enough stealth. It's what, 6 point something? 6.5. Just, it's not like it's fabulous for that tier, but it could be a heck of a lot worse considering it's got 203mm guns on a destroyer hull. It's silly. It's another silly ship. Oh, we may want to go north. Just because that Ohio and the Hanover are up there. Wheel the microphone a little bit closer. It's probably been a bit far away. Okay, well, I'm not doing anything particularly aggressive. The Ohio is steadily reversing right now. Those... Do I think we're gonna get something, some joy with the Ohio there, maybe? Definitely one. That one's gonna pass the stern, yeah. On the other hand, they're both just kind of slowly reversing, which is... Don't know if that's really in the handbook of recommended battleship maneuvers. There's also a shimmer around here before I go completely gung-ho. Although it's not like it can radar me or hydro me, so... Maybe I can go a little bit gung-ho. Just a little bit. Oh, hello! Well, okay, found the shimmer. It was interesting. That's kind of throwing me off a bit. I was hoping to... Hanover, you know I'm not a submarine, right? So I'm just swing around and use my other flank of torpedoes, but yeah. It did not quite work out. What with there being a surprise shimakaze in the way. Pew 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 pew. Look at that. Look at that wall of skill. Oh, they ran out of points. Okay, well, okay. Didn't really get a chance to do anything in that one. 2 torpedo hits. And a cap assist. That was something. Don't know what it was, but it was something. This cat, this poor cat. You can tell I haven't fed him since literally the last time I made a video or streamed. It's been weeks. And I keep him trapped in the house. Imprisoned, one might even say. Talking of cats, I did actually, in that interim, end up with a 3rd foster cat, a Ginger Tom, but he did a runner. He managed to get out, and even though the cat rescue, the local cat rescue org gave me basically a cat trap for my back garden, see if he showed back up again for food. I haven't seen any sign of him. I did manage to catch a very confused neighbour cat, though, who seemed really quite nonplussed. And then Sam apparently was smart enough not to get stuck in the cage at all, even though there was cat food in it. There was free cat food. It was right there. But clearly I've put him in mystery boxes too often. And he thought if he went in that box he might end up going to the vets, as happened all those other times. Well, we're going to be a little bit cagey here. I guess it depends on the cat, Lati. Some cats might decide that it's worth the risk and try and do it anyway. And some cats are just dumb. They'll see the obvious trap and walk right into it. Ooh, Marceau, right, you are built for range. If we've spotted you this early. I mean, it'll be the Alvaro de Bizan that's done it, but still. Actually, let's go for the... Oh, well, actually, no, let's not go for the curve first. I'm going to see those torpedoes coming. What are you doing, Brennis? Well, if the Brennus moves out of the way, we can then drop on the curve first. There's kind of no point dropping on a battleship that's behind a cruiser if the cruiser's just going to pick up the torpedoes several kilometers ahead. You have time to maneuver. Oh, we almost ran into a gearing and got spotted there as well. Which, I mean, I've got smoke, but it's nicer for me if they don't know I'm here, especially to start with. Right, torps run out. That was pushing my luck a bit with the range, wasn't it? Are you just going to sit in that smoke is the question. Guess it might be worth putting some torps there. There's also maybe Marceau coming from this direction as well. Right. First spread missed. Libertad turned, but we do have a second spread. Looks like we're going to hit one of those. There we go. Samuel! Samuel! You can pout at me all you want. You're not going out. You're not. Do you know what time it is? Apparently the time is annoy humans o'clock. There goes the gearing. You can easily outspot the Marceau, that's fine, especially as they are not built for stealth. Looks like we're going to hit the Libertad. With, is that two? 2 hits? Hop, hop. Should give him something to think about. I'm not entirely sure of the intentions of this Barenus. Samuel? You can tell I'm doing the parent voice when I give him his, you know, his full name. Mister, get down. Yes, you. This is why you have to give cats like a name that you can, you know, tell them off with. Oh, we did get it. Nice. Because otherwise, what's the point? So my friend has two cats called Toby and Willow. And Toby's easy. If they misbehave, you can just be like, Tobias, what are you doing, young man? But Willow, on the other hand, I mean, how do you... I don't know. How do you make Willow longer? Willownia? I don't know. I don't think there's any way to do it. I don't think you can. Hey, Alvy. Yes, it's been weeks. A number of weeks. I don't want to think about how many. I think I've just been a bit of a harassing menace on this corner, honestly. May not get any hits there, but we'll see. You started playing World of Tanks again? Good lord. Could be worse, you could be playing War Thunder. Which, you know, not only is suffering for the players, but supporting a Russian company as well, which is obviously, you know, a super good thing to be doing at the moment. It does make me wince slightly seeing all the War Thunder sponsorships on channels I follow. It's like, okay, yes, okay, sponsorship money, important for doing what you're doing, but on the other hand, War Thunder! Did it have to be War Thunder? Anyway. I mean, to be brutally honest, would I have stopped playing World of Warships if Wargaming hadn't divested themselves of their Russian part of the company? If they hadn't made that Leicester split? I honestly don't know. Maybe I'd be a total hypocrite and I'd still be playing it. But, you know, they did make the split, so I get to pretend like I'm not a total hypocrite. And God, what do you do if you're one of those non-Russian players that's playing on the Russian side still? Because, of course, the company's now just been straight up... From what I understand, I don't know if the company has been seized by the Russian government. What I read was that the entirety of the shares have been seized by the Russian government. So they effectively control the company. So basically anybody that buys anything on the Russian side is now sort of much more directly funding the war effort than they were before. Which I would absolutely not feel comfortable continuing with. So yeah, it's kind of rare that the direct, you know, stuff wanders into our little gaming hobbit hole, but sometimes it does. I suppose I could just pew at this point. There's no reason not to. I mean, a small ants will absolutely wreck me, but we are really very close to winning this. think once that hull goes down, would that be it? Yes. Flamethrower tanks, how does that even work? I don't think I want to know. Here we go, that all important cause main battery damage. What was my out of my 100k? What was 1782 damage? Yep. I'm gonna get that mission stage done in no time at all. Right. Why did I go back to port? I could have just clicked battle on, couldn't I? It's fine. I did idly wonder, actually, how quickly, if I re-downloaded and reinstalled War Thunder, how quickly I could get myself chat banned for just starting every match with Slava Ukraini. Probably pretty quickly. Right, this is a slightly tricky map, but it is a standard game, so that might actually serve me slightly better as a torpedo flinger. Still all those pesky islands in the middle. You know, this is the one ship where you absolutely would love to get the ocean map. I don't think it's ever happened to me in the Kitakami, but that would be the dream. Kitakami and ocean and like 2/3 of the enemy team being battleships. Anyway, it could happen. It's not like it's impossible, it's just kind of unlikely. Right, we'll not go too far forwards just yet. Not eager to have to blow a smoke super early. Yeah, I don't get it. I know there have been some like Flamu in particular comes to mind who, I mean, he's had an account on the Russian side for ages, and of course I can understand it from like a streamer or a YouTuber point of view where you've got this divergent path of development going on and being interested in seeing, well, what exactly is this other team doing. And sort of my vague understanding is some of the ideas were kind of a bit interesting, but other ideas were just sort of a bit cracked. So I don't think the grass is greener on either side, to be honest, and it's certainly even less greener now that we've had Russia coming in. I don't know, it could be totally insane. Like maybe the real reason that Leicester has been taken over by the Russian government is Vladimir Putin is actually a World of Warships player and has decided that he really doesn't like this one particular balancing decision that they made, so he's, you know, ordered them to seize it so he can tell them what to do directly. Now, chances are, though, it'll be passed off to some oligarch buddy of the government, because that's just what happens in Russia. It is just a teensy-tansy little bit institutionally corrupt. Oh, that's a torpedo on the shores. I don't even know whose torpedo that would have been, but anyway. Oh well, it's a little bit of a boost to my reload. Can you imagine if you could somehow cheese the pan-European captain onto the Kitakami, or you got a pan-European Kitakami? Be a turbo Jaeger. But the Jaeger's bad enough. Oh, spotted by someone. Question is, which side am I spotted on? Time for a defensive smoke. ETS2 Euro Truck Sim? Yeah, it's a shame sometimes when you get stuff like that. Where you have to, well, especially in the modding and the fan community. There is sort of, is or was famously one of the fix or improvement mods for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. And oh, okay, Hound was Hound. One of the like there was two main rival fan patches, and one concentrated on just being a fan patch, and the other was like restoring some cut content as well. And the one that was just like just a fan patch, just fixing bugs and things. Like the guy behind it was not a pleasant guy, as it turned out. Fairly racist, and there was probably some other things as well. So it was like even though, you know, this project was laudable and it's a really well regarded older game, it's like why would you want to yeah. Anyway, ETS though, I don't even begin to know how complicated the mods for that can get. I've got one mod which I got from the Steam Workshop, which was literally a mod that lets me have a cat in my co-drivers in the passenger seat. And it doesn't look exactly like Sam, but it is a tuxedo cat, so it's close enough. Ooh, hello Napoli. Can we... Are you close enough? Oh no, all the things are falling on the floor, and it's definitely nothing to do with the cat pushing them. Map mods. Oh, okay. Probably file size restrictions. I legitimately, the first time I visited St. Petersburg in ETS2, driving through all the customs barriers and things, and I was like, okay, logically, this is a video game, Brain. I know this is a video game. This is a video game. It's just a video game. But are they going to arrest me? It was just slightly surreal. I don't know. Anyway, hey Chaser, Wild Goose Man. The battles are not sensible because I'm playing a not sensible ship. Oh, hello. Hello, Napoli. I don't want any of that Napoli broadside. The AP on that is unpleasant. Probably gonna spoil any chance I had of... Oh, no, okay, there we go. Might even get another one. If I can pin a flooding, that'd be nice, but it's probably not going to happen. It's a Kremlin. If it does happen, it's not going to be a particularly long duration flooding. Oh, it's good. That one, the Snoop. Yep, flood. Yeah, okay, he's going to flood for a little bit. There is a Schlieffen over there. Would you stop? Cat. Somebody has replaced my small, sweet, innocent cat with some kind of, I don't know, some kind of hairy chaos demon. It's funny how that happens sometimes. They look exactly the same, my sweet innocent cat and the hairy chaos demon. And they somehow switch places without me noticing. It's weird how that happens. Oh, that's wrong corpse. Samuel! You've turned on the PlayStation. Not PlayStation. It's an Xbox. I know the difference. I'm a gamer, TM. I'm a pro professional gamer that can tell the difference between an Xbox and a PlayStation. I couldn't even tell you offhand what kind of Xbox it is. The Xbox naming conventions are so bloody confusing. It's just, I don't know what they were thinking. Right, well now I have to turn that off. Okay. Samuel, thank you. His butt is too powerful. Okay, I don't know what it's doing. It's booping at me when I touch the button, but the button is staying lit up, so obviously it's feeling disobedient. Just like Sam. He's clearly feeling disobedient as well. Okay. Don't know where to go. Yes. Yes, it does. That's the way they decided to balance it. Selectable talk types and the sequential reload. Who's firing deep waters? Don't know. Oh, it would have been the Jinan. Okay. That really confused me. I was like, can Ashima somehow fire deep waters? No, it can't. But the Jinan can. Everything else is either the island's in the way or it's too far away or... Whoa, hello Napoli. I'm playing with the 12s. It's a little bit riskier. You have to get a little bit closer. Napoli talks. Oh, hello. Oh no. What are we spotted by? I don't know, but I don't like it. Destroyer. Of some kind. Definitely a destroyer of some kind. Halland, probably? Yeah, it would make no sense. I mean, we now have... Oh, there's the Hound. I could do it. But it would be a bit of a waste on this Halland. I'm going to use the guns. We need to get this Halland deed. That's why the gun range is so terrible that, yeah. Right, we've pulled ahead on points. Napoli's not looking healthy, so we might go hunting this Marseille. Okay, Admiral Kid, but we are actually winning. But when you're mad, why let facts get in the way? I mean, at the moment, it's taking just under a minute. So, yeah. 5 minutes to load a full broadside. You turning away Marseille. Here you are. Probably the most useful thing I can do at the moment is try and keep the Marseille spotted for the Schlieffen. Try and pick up some spotting damage. If they're heading away from me, it's not going to make dropping torpedoes particularly easy. I can give it a go. Unless they do some dramatic swing, I don't think that's going to have much chance of impacting. Oh, he's actually kind of slowing down though. I wonder if he's trying to play with his throttle a bit with this Schlieffen. Which, I mean, in a heavy cruiser, you can try. I wouldn't have said it was the smartest plan in the world, but you never know. It does give my torps maybe. Or they're just going to go past the front. I think they're just going to go past the front.
Engine boost kaijo.
Right, they don't have a lot of ships left. I might end up just playing the last 4 minutes of this out. This isn't even within gun range. The gun range on this thing is so pathetically bad. Wow, somebody really likes to ping. So Z42, okay. Yeah, you're the one that's madly pinging. I don't know what to say. Right, we can almost do a full spread from this side. Schlieffen's not looking happy. Just all of the torpedoes. So many torpedoes. Can a Marseille outrun me? Probably. But it doesn't matter, because I outskilled him with my wall of skill. Who needs tactics when you've got a wall of skill? There we go. That's just autopilot towards the enemy cap at this point. There's not much else to do. We do kind of have this. The destroyers would have to get remarkably lucky to have a chance of bringing this back now. So how's everyone in the chat doing? I've not had a moment until now to, you know, have nothing else to do. I don't even know how many weeks it's been since my last video or anything, but it's got to be like 2 months at this point, right? It's something stupid. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it was March. It was March. Oh my goodness. Okay. Don't look. Very tired. The Mark II bed. What's the Mark I bed? Is that where you just go out and flop in the snow? Pull it over yourself like a nice blanket on the floor. Okay. It's not really an excuse, but like talking of tiredness, Chaser. It's one of the reasons the last couple of weeks I've just seemed to be knackered all the time. Which it's probably at least partly because, in terms of my workplace, it's starting to properly feel like summer. We're starting to get some very busy days indeed. And when you're frantically washing dishes in a sweltering kitchen, tends to suck the energy out of you for doing other things. Right, we actually timed that one out. Not surprised. Okay. Well, there's never a wrong time for pizza. Although having said that, maybe there is, I don't know. If you ordered a pizza and it turned up and you were in the middle of a funeral in a church, for example, and you started eating pizza, that might be considered a wrong time for pizza. At least by other people. On the other hand, if you didn't like the deceased very much, you might not care. If you just went to the funeral to check they were really dead and eat pizza over their grave, then maybe it's mission accomplished. I don't know. It should be okay as long as you buy enough for everyone. I guess it then depends how popular they were. Or unpopular. Maybe everybody came to the funeral to check if they were dead, and they would be quite happy to share your pizza. This is a lot of destroyers. Plus, actually no, it's not quite as many as I thought. There's a fake destroyer down at the bottom there. Yeah. Anyway, not that many targets in my deep waters. This is going to be a bit trickier, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, if you're having a reception after a funeral and there's pizza at that reception, I think that probably would be more acceptable, as opposed to having pizza delivery, arrive in the middle of the funeral service and sitting there eating it in the church. I didn't think when I started the stream earlier that I would be sitting here trying to suss out the etiquette of pizza consumption at funerals, but here we are. I mean, if you wanted your funeral to be really fun, you could just not have it even be a funeral. Just call it what would you call it? Memorial pizza party? I don't know. Ooh, right, Preußen. There's a Preußen drops. Oh, hello, spotted. Let's peek you at this archerfish a little bit. Ooh, Austin. Austin does not have radar, I don't think. I keep doing that. I keep fingering to a widespread when I don't need to. Yeah, you never know with siblings, do you? You really never know. I mean, my brother converted to Judaism, but he's also still very, very gay, so I really don't know, like, if I ever have to go to his funeral, what that's gonna be like. Just a weird mix of, like, Jewish funerary rites and, I don't know, a disco, probably. Rabbis and disco balls. Who knows? It's going to be weird and wonderful. But hopefully, you know, hopefully I don't ever have to. Hopefully he has to go to mine instead, and I managed to beat him to it first. Well, it sounds a bit macabre, but you know what I mean. Right, anyway, we did manage to land some hits there. If we could grab this cap, that would be useful. I think it's just the Shima. I think I do have smoke available again once more. If we get the prison out of the way, that's obviously one last big scary thing. Oh, we have another shouty person in chat. That always makes things better, being shouty in the chat. And somebody else not noticing. Oh, yes, no, this is the high-level, calm, constructive discussion that we all love in online games. The kind of stuff that you know, the kind of civil, high-level discourse that really gives online gaming a good name. Right, we're going to get this cap, but it's immediately going to be contested by the Edgar. My smoke's a bit of a giveaway, so I'll be kind of surprised if I oh, nice, did get the bracelet. Kind of surprised if I get anything into the Edgar. But you never know. You can just spam so many torpedoes with this thing. Oh, spotted, probably the archerfish. Hello, Edgar. You're going for the island, are you? Right, I can at least... Oh! Oh no! He's killed one of my torpedo launchers. What will I do? That's it, no more torpedoes. The torpedo power's just gone. In fact, he's sat in... oh, I was going to say sat in smoke, but he didn't sit in smoke. He's going behind the island. Which is the smart thing to do when there's somebody spewing torpedoes in your direction. Still a Shima somewhere around as well. Yeah, absolutely the same. Goose. As long as they don't do a traditional island Hebridean funeral, which is frankly a bit dour and grim. very Presbyterian. Basically, I don't know why, but all the men, you go from the church, like the body's loaded into the hearse, the coffin, and then all the men and only the men walk behind it to the graveyard, with the hearse driving slowly in front. It's just, it's kind of weird. You'd see it a bit less. It tends to be the older folks passing where you see that kind of funeral still these days, but yeah, it's just a bit the opposite of a celebration. Really. And at the opposite end, with weddings, you've got the very, very, very peculiar tradition of people get put in the back of a flat truck or a pickup or something like that, and oof, ouch, got edged. Covered with baked beans and then paraded around the local village or in Stornoway if that's where they're having the wedding. It's bizarre. You'll just very, very occasionally, a couple of times a year, just see this procession of cars going past, led by a wee truck or a pickup, and these two people in the back, in what you hope isn't their, you know, wedding best, covered in baked beans. Because of course. Anyway, I don't think we're winning this one. I got distracted talking about funerals and baked beans and weird traditions. Right, hello Moscow radar. I think that was HE and not AP. Oh, hello main. Okay, it's not really going to matter with the main, is it? Okay, go away, Moscow radar! Go away! Go away! Go away! Please, I need to smoke. Please. Please. Woo! And then there's the other weird island tradition of men being given two first names. And I'll tell you a real famous example of that. Current President of the United States, Donald John Trump. Because, of course, his mother is from here, from Lewis. And so that's how he's Donald John Trump. John isn't a middle name. It's a second first name. So, it's a famous example, but oh boy, how I wish I could point to him not being a current example and, you know, current US president. Yeah. If only he'd stuck to golf courses. This smoke's about to run out. I don't think I'm going to last too much longer. The shimmer is obviously pretty close there. I've done a bit of damage in this game. In fact, I think I'm going to finish off that main, which is quite nice. Oh, I'm going to get a kill anyway? Get a kill anyway? Yes, there we go. Little bonus kill. There are actually a bunch of places in town, and probably outside of town as well, where people have put up signs that say Hashtag shame on you, Donald John. And you know, it's that particular Donald John they're referring to. It's not some local crofter with a particularly terrible reputation. Which actually, given that we're now into tourist season and we're getting the cruise ships arriving, there's a friend of mine actually does run a shop in Stornoway, and last week had somebody. The weird thing, somebody saw the sign, came in, and just had a little rant at them about the sign, and then went on a weird side rant about something else completely unconnected that had nothing to do with anything. It was bizarre. Right, how long have I been going for? Let's do one more. And then maybe I'll wrap it up before it gets up, if it gets too late, because I am working tomorrow. Did someone mention the Dark Lord of the Sith? Yes, I'm here. It is me. What? Oh, no, the other Dark Lord of the Sith. Sorry. I mean, I'm a dark intern of the Sith, maybe? Does that count, Shiva? Unpaid intern of the Sith. That definitely, like, I don't think the Sith would ever have paid interns. They don't strike me as being that kind of an organisation. That's actually tickled a memory. Last year it would have been. I saw somebody in, I can't even remember which shop, but they were wearing a red hat, and I thought, oh no. But it was weirder and worse than that, because the hat said Maple MAGA. They weren't even American, they were Canadian. I wonder if they'd be wandering around with that hat on today. Given what happened in Canada, given how the Southern Neighbours politics ended up being a huge win for Carney. And a huge win for Canada as well, because let's be honest, because that Polivair chap did not seem particularly competent. Right. Is that worth making a drop there, maybe? Probably not going to hit nothing, but sure. I don't know whether to try the cap or not. These planes buzzing around are certainly not making me want to do it. Yeah, that's true. The Aussie election result as well. Oh, hello. Oh, no. Suzuya. Okay, somebody pumped a lot of, either got very, very lucky or pumped a lot of doubloons into. God, that's a whole separate rant. The current gamble boxes that are probably 3 layers deep and probably among the most disgusting gamble boxes that Wargaming have ever done in warships. I will admit to buying some, and I got a Valparaiso out of it for less than the actual like ship package would have been. But yeah, Well, the weird thing is that, especially in Australia, I mean, okay, the media landscape there is, there's almost a kind of right-wing viewpoint stranglehold, even more so than in the US. In the US, you've at least got some sort of very partisan, left-leaning news organisations. Although with the American media landscape generally, whether you can still call any of their news organisations truly, you know, impartial news organisations, it's a bit iffy. But some are far less impartial than others. But in Australia, it's all very, very heavily slanted. There's like 2 or 3 media conglomerates that own basically most of the mainstream. And the public broadcaster, I think, is very conservative leaning as well still. So, yeah, even though that's true, Albanese still managed to win. Which, considering his opposition, like Dutton, if I remember correctly, was quite prominent in the Scott Morrison government. And Scott Morrison was not a popular PM. He basically was only in place as long as he was because of that media machine. And yet Dutton still had a chance. So, despite how bad Morrison was. But no, it took people being leery of the fact that Dutton was basically trying to ape the Donald Trump playbook that meant that he ended up losing. Oh, hit something. Alright, see you, Latty. Oh, yeah, I was reading about that, yes, so we can basically force someone out of their seat, but because he lost his seat. But it's still, you know, hilarious that he lost his seat. It's still kind of humiliating for him. It just means he has to go into somebody else's safe seat. I don't know if that's true for the Houses of Parliament. I think you can be party leader without... Like, you can be chosen... I think it actually depends on the party. Because different parties have different methods of selecting their party leaders. But I know the last time that we had a Prime Minister that wasn't sitting in the Commons, it was like 1950 something. Alec Douglas Hume. We're going a fair ways back. And he actually, he was sitting in the Lords. And he actually gave up his seat in the Lords and contested a seat in Parliament. So he could sit in Parliament as Prime Minister. And he didn't have to do that. He chose to do that. So he could, in theory, have been a Prime Minister without having a constituency seat. But I really hope this Moskva doesn't radar me in like the next 25 seconds. So it might be a bit more codified these days, I don't know, but a lot of things do still run on sort of custom and practice. Which became a bit of a problem when Theresa May was Prime Minister, because she kept trying to abuse the custom and practice. Which led to her having all those face-offs with the Speaker of the House at the time, who became a bit minor celeb. Even though by all reports he was not maybe the nicest person to work with. But yeah, it's still all weird here in a lot of ways. We are once again, for the nth time in my lifetime, having discussions about what to do with the House of Lords. Which doesn't have a lot of hereditary peers in it left these days, but there are still some. But there aren't any limits on how many peers there can be, and because they're all appointed by government, it's sort of ended up eroding any point in there being an appointed chamber. It's just become a chamber of expert scrutiny, essentially. It's ended up just becoming another fairly partisan chamber of parliament. Although you do still have a decent number of non-party people, crossbenchers as they're called, who sit in the Lords. But yeah, it's kind of like nobody quite knows what to do with it, and have it retain this notion of it being a chamber of expert scrutiny, because that's just been so heavily eroded over the years with just the last 2 decades of lots of political appointments. And at one point it was up to like 700 members of the Lords, like far more people that can actually sit in the House of Lords, the actual chamber itself. Yeah, that was also meant to be part of it, right? Part of the reason for retaining it as an unelected chamber was to remove that pressure of having to be, toe the party line or face being removed from the whip, being chucked out of the party, essentially. And, that still is kind of there, but to a far lesser extent than it once was. I wish we could get some into that poor man. The Suzuya's jinking all over the place. Don't think we're going to win this one somehow. So yeah, it's one of those things where there's been some attempts at reform over the last couple of decades, but nobody quite knows what we want to do with our second chamber of parliament. Or what we should do with it. So anyway, it's not just international politics that's been vexing me, it's very much British and Scottish politics as well. I mean, I haven't even touched on some recent High Court, it's not even the High Court anymore, it's the Supreme Court rulings. The UK Supreme Court, because we very confusingly decided we needed a Supreme Court as well. Yeah. They decided that they were gonna rule on just purely for purposes of defining one specific act. They were going to define what a woman was legally, and then of course you've had all these knock-on effects. Suddenly organisations taking this as cover to just switch back to completely transphobic policies, because why not? So we've become Turf Island once again. I mean, we always were, but yeah. And the worst of it is Keir Starmer just completely opportunistically either changing his stance now from what he said it was previously, or else he just lied previously and was an opportunist. Either way, he's been an opportunistic dickhead about it at some point. But, if we had the Tories in, I'm sure it would be even worse. Because Kemi Badenoch, I would not trust her as far as I could throw her. She is... I don't like... She's just learned nothing from the past decade of Tory failures. She's just determined to do more of the same, apparently. So, we've got Keir Starmer or... I And I haven't even mentioned Nigel Farage yet, and that's because I don't want to. Right, yeah, before I start ranting about Nigel Farage, let's wrap up the stream. Yeah, so, let's not maybe wait another 2 months. That was kind of bad. But I've ripped off the band-aid. I've been thinking for at least like the last 2 weeks, I should stream, I should make a video, I should do something, and then I've just been thinking myself into wonderful inaction. So, you know, now I've actually done the thing, that makes it slightly easier. Anyway, on that miserable note of current affairs everywhere, I mean, who knows, maybe I'll wake up tomorrow morning and India and Pakistan will have started flinging at nukes at each other. Who knows? It's that kind of timeline, and I want off. But in the meantime, you know, we have world warships, so yay! Let's find someone to throw you at. Where are we? Twitch. I'm sure the NA folks are. Oh, for goodness sake, I've not even logged into Twitch. It's been too long. Right, it needs my thingamy code. Hang on. Ah, dearie me. Right. Throw. Oh, as in like raids. I probably said that weird. Who is worshipping? Stats Bloke. Stats Bloke is worshipping, and he's playing with Boo. You can go and watch Stats Bloke and Boo. Right. Okay. So yeah, have a good evening wherever you are, and I'll catch you next time.